All right, today we're going to talk about a little thing called shuffle tracking. Now, shuffle tracking is just what it sounds like. It's keeping track of a card or more while someone else is shuffling. And believe it or not, it's not cheating. If you can, it's called paying attention. And you can actually develop that to quite a skill level, where you can keep track of 1, 2, 3, maybe even more cards in the course of play. And as long as you don't manipulate those cards, their locations, you're just remembering where they are, you're just simply applying a skill of memory and the ability to keep track of cards as they shuffle, as someone else shuffles. Now, as every card player knows, just knowing the location of just one card even in a game that no one else is aware of gives you a tremendous advantage. When you can do 2, 3, or more, you're unbeatable. So give you an idea what this looks like, and maybe give you a hint on how to practice it. Start with one card. Let's start with the first queen. Now, this one queen is not that difficult keeping track of. I happen to know it's exactly 38 from the top, and that just comes from practice. At the beginning, you'll start saying, well, it's about 38, but I know it's 38. And we had 2 cards. It takes a little bit more concentration, but it's not that difficult either. I know that the original card now is exactly 11 from the top, and the second card now is about 13 from the bottom. Now, when you add 3 cards, it becomes quite problematic at this point. It's almost like juggling, to be honest with you. It's the same as juggling. 4 cards, probably considered the most difficult for most people. So, but I think, yeah, I got it, I think. So as long as you don't do any cheating, any manipulation during this shuffle, you're just applying a skill. Now, that last thing you saw there, I did do a little cheating. I did, I took the liberty to bring the queens to the top, where they're easy for me to keep, even easier to keep track of. But interestingly, I really wasn't that interested in the queens. I was really looking for the 4 kings. Okay? And the reason is that when I got all these cards, I can show you the kind of damage you can do with this shuffle tracking. You can imagine if I can get these cards to the top of the pack, as we've just done, and you're not aware of it, the damage we can do it. Think about it. In the course of shuffling, I've got all these queens right on top of the pack. You don't know they're there. The damage I can do is incredible. And as I said, the queens are on top. You don't know they're there. We double that value by making the kings. You don't know the kings are there. Boy, you're in big trouble. There's no way you're not going to get really hosed when I'm done with you. And let me show you what I mean. When I've got 8 cards, 4 queens, 4 kings, I can do what's known as the most amazing hustle out there. It's called the double duke. I can give one of the suckers a really great hand, the 4 ladies, but deal myself the winning hand. Now, this is going to make them, they're just going to bet like crazy, as you would. If you saw you got 4 queens, you wouldn't hesitate to bet everything you had. Now, I'm going to try to stack those 4 queens for the player to my right, and I'm going to try to do it in just one shuffle. There, it's done. Those 4 queens, believe it or not, are stacked for the player to my right in a 5-handed game of poker. To continue showing off here, I'm going to actually do the next stack, the winning hand for myself, okay? And one shuffle also, again, just one shuffle. You take a look at that, and it's done. I've stacked the winning hand for myself. Now, there's no way you're not going to bet, if you're that sucker to the right, every dime you've got. And I want you to see as I deal these, I deal them fairly off the top of the pack. And as I said, that 4th player gets the ladies. And as I said, keep an eye on the top. You'll see everything's fair. Now, you can imagine the excitement of this person as he picks up his hand and looks at it and sees that he's got 4 queens. He's going to bet every dime he has on that hand. I know I would. And it's just, think about it. He's going to bet. I'm going to raise. He's going to re-raise. It's going to go on forever. I'm going to make a killing. With that in mind, you might say to yourself, well, why? What would be my reasoning? Why would I choose to stack the 4 kings for another sucker over here? He's got the 4 kings over here. That seems counterintuitive. Well, here's my thinking. If you can make a ton of money giving a great hand to one sucker, you can double your money by giving a great hand to 2 suckers. Okay? Think about it. And remember, I didn't say that I would necessarily deal myself the 4 kings. I said I would give myself the winning hand. And that, I think you'll realize, should be enough to remember the old adage, never, never gamble with strangers.